Hypertension or high blood pressure is commonly referred to as the silent killer. And with over 44% of South Africans over the age of 15 experiencing high blood pressure, awareness and education around it have taken on a new urgency, especially when you consider that only around half of them actually know they're suffering from hypertension. On Health Matters today, we're joined by Prof Pamela Naidoo from the Heart and Stroke Foundation to tell us everything we need to know about the silent killer. Prof, thank you so much for your time today. Let's get straight down to it. What is the medical explanation for hypertension?
Hypertension means that you have a very increased blood pressure, and blood pressure is measured by two numbers, the top and the bottom number. So your systolic, and then your bottom number is your diastolic. The systolic is literally when your heart has to exert the pressure for the blood to flow in your circulatory system. And the diastolic is the relaxed position. If your upper number is too high and it exceeds about 130, 140, it means the body is being put under way too much stress and strain. And so that can cause you to have many conditions, including strokes and cardiac conditions.
So what would the signs or symptoms be? Anything that might give you a clue that something is not quite right with your body at that point?
You often don't know you have raised blood pressure. So you could be just, sitting really literally next to having a stroke or a brain attack, so to speak, with your blood pressure right way up beyond 140, and you wouldn't know it. And so therefore, it's not something that has like a classic sign and symptom. Sometimes people would get a headache, but headaches you have, it's across many conditions. For hypertension, you don't have telltale signs that tells you, I think something's wrong with me.
So what happens then if there are no signs or symptoms? Obviously, this might be the reason why hypertension goes untreated so often. What happens if it goes untreated?
So South Africa has at least 1 in 3 adults are hypertensive, and most of them don't know it. But for the 50% or so that do know they're hypertensive, the sad thing is that 50% of those are not taking their treatment regularly enough. When you are an uncontrolled hypertensive and you're not taking your medication well, you're just as good as someone who doesn't know they're hypertensive. And the chances are that you will end up having a cardiac condition, heart attack, heart disease, or a very severe stroke is pretty high.
And what are the actual causes of hypertension or high blood pressure? Are we looking at lifestyle? Are we looking at genetics? What are the things that might contribute to this?
So the causes of hypertension are multifactorial. So the main reason I would say is to look at your day-to-day lifestyle factors, so your healthy behaviors for that matter. Excessive sodium intake, or salt if you like, is what is key to pushing up your hypertension or your blood pressure. So dietary factors are very important. If you are under consistent stress and you smoke tobacco particularly, tobacco can also raise your blood pressure. Now, all those things are things you can control. So hence we call it sort of modifiable risk factors. There are obviously factors that you can't really control, and that's usually the genetic vulnerability that you have from your gene pool. So that is where you can't really control it. However, you have to self-manage. So if you know that you have a familial risk, it's not going to take the hypertension away, but it does make it more manageable if you eat well and you take the medication the doctor prescribes.
So just some lifestyle changes could save you there. Now, What is the treatment? If you're diagnosed, Prof, with hypertension, what is the treatment? Are you on medication for the rest of your life?
When people are not able to self-manage, which should ideally be what one should be able to do, then the doctor is going to unfortunately choose the drug therapy as a line choice type of treatment. I believe that, if people empower themselves, they should take their health into their own hands as well.
Professor Naidoo, thank you so much. So you see, it doesn't take much. Just roll up your sleeves and get it done.